Conversation with Hiphop Boulevard, Al Pizarro, Gary Fax, and me, Chinks. What's up, Al? How you doing?
Yo, man, it's another Sunday. It's a week after the Jazzy J second annual festival, and I've recovered, and I'm ready to start on something new. And you know what? Jinx is a good thing.
Let's get it. I'll punch the button in like 2 minutes.
Obvious.
Ready?
Hey, yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right, people. Wow. That's what I got to say about the festival last Saturday. Man, what performances. First thing I want to say, look, you're going to see some of the pictures flashing. Jinx is doing his thing. I got Gary Fax over here. Ty Dre may come in. I talked to him earlier. He's going to see if he comes in and all that. So we're going to miss him if he doesn't. But if he's here, we're going to rock and roll with him and all that. As you can see from the pictures, yo. Hey, Jinx, look at that. You're in there too.
Or I was a DJ for MC Sticky.
That's right.
So let's get an opinion from the outside, because I do the production end. Jinx, this is the first time. This is actually the second show that you've been around me, but this is the first show that I really had all control of everything.
Okay.
So what was your opinion?
My opinion was the show was great. We was in the middle of the street. The stage was big. Everybody was rocking with us. It was a great time. That's Ty Dre on the screen right now. Shout out to Ty Dre.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a great turnout. Everybody was rocking with us. They was loving it.
And that Hiphop Hibarito, that did something for you, huh?
Yo, he had everybody doing Southside in the crowd. You heard?
That's right.
So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about how do we fixate the history of hip-hop where people may not even know. They don't even have a clue. All right? And now we're talking about we're going to 50 years next year of hip-hop. And nobody knew, on Allenton Avenue, really, nobody knew that Jazzy had a studio there. And that Fat Joe worked out of there, Diamond D worked out of there, Lord Finesse worked out of there. The whole Digging in the Crates, it was an amazing place, an amazing amount of talent that came out of there.
A lot of energy.
That's right.
Crazy. But nobody on Allenton Avenue really knew that. So
that's how it's supposed to be.
So what we did was we went and first thing is told Grace about it, and Grace is a community leader. She runs the Allenton Barnes Block Association, and Grace said, maybe I could do an event. I said, well, I'll do the production then if you do the paperwork. And she did the paperwork and all that, and we got to give a shout out to yours, who was the 501c3 for that. So we did the first annual one last year with Grandmaster Flash, and everybody showed up.
That's right.
And this was the second annual. And it was just, you know what? The words are clean for me, clean.
Yeah,
okay, sometimes I go to a hip-hop event and it's kind of messy. And when I say messy, I'm not trying to say that it was a messed up show. I'm trying to say that just that there's things everywhere.
You could see it, you could feel it, you could see it, you could taste the energy in the air, you know what I'm saying?
So this was very clean, very sharp, and the performances were going on, and it was just a fantastic turnout of different pioneers that showed up for Jay. And we had a mixture of a Spanish hip-hop in there, which we talked about just a few seconds ago, which was Hiphop Hibarito, and I thought that was a nice change in pace and to kind of open up the door for our Spanish hip-hop people to let them know that we got them. We know that hip-hop is all languages.
Word.
So Gary, I know you're on the phone, man, but what's up?
I'm sharing. I mean, the Jazzy J Festival was definitely good. I mean, one of my highlights was seeing Gramix to DST. Who's been one of my, it's kind of funny because I remember many years ago when I first met him with Africa Bambaataa, and Bambaataa was telling him, he's like, Gary's a big fan of yours, because to me, DXT was my Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Right? That's how I looked at DXT.
What did he do that made that happen for you?
When I first, I heard his initial records and stuff like that before Rocket. But it was Rocket when he was on stage scratching in the Rocket video. Well, actually in concert with Herbie Hancock.
And people may not know that Herbie Hancock made a record, and DST did he was doing the scratching on it and everything.
So
and this was on Columbia Records.
Yeah, this was on Columbia Records, and here's an interesting thing, and I guess as I say, God makes things work in mysterious ways. I remember when I was a kid in school, my teacher, I had to be in, I don't know, 6th, 7th grade or something like that. And my teacher said, my son is an A&R and works at Columbia Records. His name is Michael Beinhorn. And he's working with Herbie Hancock and all these guys. Now, back then, I didn't know nothing. So years later, I see the Columbia Records, and I see Michael Beinhorn under the project. I was like, holy shit, that's my music teacher's son. So then when I meet DXT and talk to him, he's like, yeah, I know Michael well. I said, his mom was my music teacher in school. And she was telling me about the project.
Wow.
Like, she was like, my son, he's working on this, this really cool, neat project, and is with this jazz guy, Herbie Hancock. And obviously back then I didn't know. So yeah, it's interesting how things kind of come full circle.
Yeah.
Now, can we say that Herbie Hancock was the first jazz musician, right? 'Cause that's what he was.
Yeah. Absolutely.
For those of you that don't know, there used to be a radio show, radio network, 101. Remember 101?
CD 101.
CD 101.
Yes,
there you go.
Yes.
And he used to play all the jazz stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
So Herbie Hancock, to go out of his element and to bring in DST, that was something that he took a chance on.
Yeah,
because he had his career.
He had his career, right.
But for DST, this was something that he said, I'm gonna mix this up.
Yeah.
And he did a fantastic job.
Awesome.
And Herbie Hancock crossed over to the hip hop culture with that record.
Yeah, I mean he was one of the first visionaries to incorporate hip hop into what he's doing, and to be able to have a major label like Columbia Records get behind it and create something. I mean, I don't even think anybody did a record like that again. So it was a pretty groundbreaking record, project, tour, video, all
Did
of that.
it win a Grammy? That record won a Grammy?
I think so. Yeah. And
So DST was in the house and you were excited.
Yeah. So DXT, and I would never, and it was actually at the Universal Zulu Nation anniversary where I wound up meeting him with Africa Bambaataa, and Bam was like, Gary's a big fan of yours, and I was like, I literally felt like I was meeting my idol, right? Like how a little kid feels when he's met Michael Jordan or LeBron James. So yeah, so to see him come out to hip hop, to the Jazzy J Festival, that was something major for me, because prior to that, I haven't spoken to him in years. And at one point in time, him and I had a great friendship, and I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot. You want to talk about someone being influential or inspirational and opening up your mind.
So he made an impact in your life.
Yeah, he made a very major impact. I learned a lot from him, a lot.
People share. Let people know we on. Yeah. All right, get in the chat room. Let's go, people. Let's go.
I spoke to Al maybe a day after, and I'm like, yo, you brought DXT out. He don't come out for nothing.
And look, that's Jazzy is a real good friend of mine, and he don't get all the props he should get. So this was one thing that I said, let me do this for you, and sure enough, we're on our second year, and it's an honor to be able to honor him in this way and fix the location with the man, so that way the historical facts don't get mutated going forward.
That's right.
Because that's what's happening. A lot of people, I was talking to Rodney C this morning, and a lot of people take the information from before, and then speaking about it now, it's changed.
It's like that game, The Telephone. Remember The Telephone?
No.
You go down the line. It's like a line of 10 people. You tell one person something.
Yes.
Then they tell the next person. By that time it gets to the end of the line, it's a whole
different conversation.
It's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
So it's important that Hip Hop Boulevard continues this work in fixating locations with historical facts with people while they're still alive, so that way this legacy continues.
I like that. I like what you're doing, Al.
So now, think about Sons and Daughters of Hip Hop, a new film that's coming out. So they said, Al, we finished the trailer. I said, you should show the trailer at the festival. They said, well, how are we going to do that? I said, let's figure it out. So they were at the festival, and think about this. When have you ever gone to a festival and seen a trailer for a movie?
Right.
Right? Never.
It's a whole different festival.
Right?
Right.
You got to go to Tribeca Film Festival. You have to go to a film festival for that.
Right.
So, Sons and Daughters of Hip Hop, husband and wife team brought the trailer to the Bronx and brought it to that festival. And I thought it was a great idea. Big shout outs to them. And I can't wait till the film comes out. I think they're gonna do 2 or 3 more showings of the trailer before they put the film in a movie theater or movie theaters near you.
Okay.
So people, and these viewings are gonna be free. And I got Bishop Cathy Jones is I'm gonna put him on speaker. Hey Bishop, hey you on the air right now?
I'm on the air.
You on the air?
I'm on radio right
Hey Bishop, I'm gonna be talking about the Hip Hop Alliance and the Humanity Coalition and all that stuff.
Yo, okay.
All right, and then just introduce yourself, your position with Curtis Blow's organization and all that. They can hear you.
All right. Hey, this is Bishop Jones. As you said, I'm the Hip Hop Alliance and Humanity Coalition for Curtis Blow, Chuck D, KRS-One. These are the guys that are actually founders of the union, of the first hip hop union in the world. So I'm out of South Carolina, sitting here in the group home with a group of guys that don't even know me. They all like deer in the headlights down here. So Al is my ambassador of New York up there, and so I got ambassadors across the state. Al also is one of the founders of the Hip Hop Boulevard there in the Bronx, and just proud of the work he's doing up there in New York. So shout out to him.
And I hear that Chuck D and all of them are gonna be doing something November 19th in Jersey.
Yeah, in the park somewhere up there. Don't hold me down. I heard, and I totally forgot. So you guys, my schedule is overloaded. And again, it's Sunday, so again, my mind is kind of blurry right now. And so, but yeah, he will be there.
So can we expect a hip hop alliance tent or booth over there or what?
Yeah, we definitely have a booth there. I'll get ready to set up the booth. Actually, it's going to be Dr. Bob Lee. What's the radio station there?
WBLS.
WBLS. This is what he's doing. What is it? It's not called that nonprofit he has. The Learn program. What is it?
You talking about Bob Lee? What, he's writer? He's a publisher of author of 3 or 4 books. He's got his TV show. He's on the radio. That's Dr. Bob Lee. That man.
But he's doing a red carpet thing there in Jersey, and also he's honoring Curtis there. And so it's going to be a red carpet thing. And so the tickets are like $200. We'd love you guys to come out, be a part of it. I'll be flying up from the south to be a part of it as well. So, yeah, that's it.
That's awesome. Look, a great treat for everybody who's listening to the show and everything. Thanks for calling, Bishop. I'm going to call you later on that other subject.
Hey, I got guys here from a group home here, a group of men here, man. I want them to give a shout out because they're sitting right here. So I'll just let them go around the table. This is an old boys group home here, ran by a good friend of mine, one of the members in the church, Brother Naran. So these guys are ages 18 and under in this group home. There's 7 group of guys here, all terrific guys. But we're mentoring these guys and here down in the dirty South. So I'll give them a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely.
My name's Dustin Rife. I'm 17.
Hey man, what's up, man? You on the air?
What's up?
Hey, what's up? This Angel. I'm from the Bronx.
Oh, get out of here! What part, man?
Hey, Castle Hill.
Castle Hill. All right. J-Lo area.
Yeah, Southside.
All right.
My name is LeBron on 15.
All right, DeBron, what's up?
What's up?
My name is D'Angelo on 16.
All right.
Okay.
Alright.
And this is the owner and operator. Hey, how you doing? I'm Duran Miller, Executive Director at Second Chance Mercy Placement.
Hey man, you're doing a great job out there. And I guess you guys didn't know this was gonna happen today. This was a surprise for Bishop.
Didn't know that.
All right, man. We appreciate you, Bishop. I will call you later. Thanks for calling.
Now let me get this last shout out in.
Go ahead.
You know, this one of the newest inspiring artists that's coming up in the back.
Dwayne. My name is Dwayne, and I'm 18.
All right, Dwayne.
What's up, Dwayne?
All right, man. We all got you. You're in good hands with Bishop and all that stuff. You're doing great work. I saw some of the video that Bishop had yesterday and all that. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. And that's it.
Alright, thank you.
All right.
All right, Bishop. Call you later.
All right, peace.
See, you don't know what'll happen on the show, okay? You don't know.
Yeah.
We in tune. We in tune with people.
That's
I was in tune with the streets.
Man, look, there's no way that you can have Hip Hop Boulevard and not be in tune with the streets, because then you just, you're faking it. So Sons and Daughters of Hip Hop, great shout out to Kelly and to Samuel for the job they're doing. Then, oh, you know what? Gary, guess what? Somebody talking trash about me on Facebook.
What?
They said I'm a scam artist.
What?
You know,
What the hell are they talking about?
well, when it seems like what I've learned is when you're doing well and you're doing the right thing, the hate is going to come out, right? So the more good you do, the more people are going to hate you. So of course, somebody's
gonna
jealous.
hate.
Yeah, somebody's jealous.
So now let's get deep into this thing. Scam artist. So a scam artist is somebody that'll probably steal something from you.
Well,
Right?
yeah, in a sense. So
They deliberately, right?
Right.
They go in knowing that okay,
they're gonna offer a service, and you're gonna pay them, but it's not gonna be what they thought it was.
Okay. So I'm glad I didn't ask anybody to pay me for something.
Right.
There you go.
So you're not a scam artist.
Whoa! What else?
listen. You get people that get in their feelings because maybe they didn't feel like they were involved or they didn't get what they were supposed to get. So people gonna get and unfortunately in hip hop you get a lot of artists that is that way where they feel that they weren't included or they didn't get their just due. So then now, and especially in this area of social media, the first thing they're gonna do is run and post up on their Facebook page or their Instagram page or their TikTok. Oh, don't do business with this person or that person because. And then more times than not, when you investigate, it's like it's not what they said.
Right.
It's just that they got in their feelings because
Yeah.
their feelings got hurt.
That's the problem. Nobody knows what it is to actually be in the music business.
Yeah.
They think they can make their little songs and they do justice, right? No, you gotta hit the pavement. You gotta grease them gears. You gotta shake hands. You gotta make relationships. It's a lot when it comes into this.
I've had, look, in my own experience, I've had people talk bad about me. And the funny thing is that I've made people a lot of fucking money.
Right.
Like, for the people that have talked bad, they just mad that it wasn't them or they missed the opportunity.
Right, and you got somebody
Nobody
else.
listen, there's nobody who knows me that say, I didn't tell you. Right? Nobody can say, I didn't tell you.
Yep.
Right? If I'm introducing you to Al, I'm like, yo, Al, get with Al thinks he's the one. Y'all make that happen.
Right.
I'm gonna step out of it. Now, if y'all want me in it to sort of be a part of it, then that's fine.
Right.
But in my experience, you get people that because they like. So there's that old saying that you can't bring a horse to water and make him drink.
You can't make them drink.
Right. You can't make him drink. A lot of these cats, they want you to bring the opportunity and do the opportunity for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, come on.
The music business is it's fluid. And when I say fluid, it's constantly moving in
Right.
different directions. So if you're not moving with it, what happens is you get lost.
You get lost in the sauce.
Right. And then because there's so many people in the music business, it's like you're in a sea and you're a drop in that ocean.
Yep.
So you got to be on your grind all the time. That's all I got to say. And thank you for the what you would call it, the words of thing. I'm a scam owner and all that kind of stuff. Because guess what? More people know about me now.
Hey.
Well, look, there's a old saying in the PR world that there's no such thing as bad press.
Right.
Right. As long as someone's talking about you.
Always good.
Because there's going to be people that's going to be like, oh, well, okay, I didn't know about this guy. Let me go look him up. Oh, well, wait a minute. He's not like that. It doesn't look like he's like that. Let me follow him.
Yep.
No, it's funny because think about Trump before he was the president. Okay? His stock, when let's talk about worth in reference to how known you are. Mm-hmm. When he became president, everybody was like, hey, like, I hate this guy and all this kind of stuff. You know how much his stock, he could put out a book and get paid immediately upfront money for this book.
Yeah,
with no problem.
His network
because
is crazy.
All of a sudden, a United States name became a worldwide
Well, yeah. I think that in terms of notoriety, I mean, a lot more people got to know him on that, where there's value in that. Right, so that on that aspect, yeah. I mean, it's once you're known, then you probably could do anything you want, because then you get people that will want to throw money at you just because. Oh man, this person has 100 million followers, 100 million viewers, or what have you.
Look at the guy who killed John Lennon. It's the same concept. He killed John Lennon, yeah. But how many people? Followed him on social media and all that stuff. The guy's in jail, and he killed John Lennon, and and everybody knows who the hell he is.
And he's on Instagram.
He apparently, I don't know, because I don't follow it like that, but he changed his life. Supposed to be a follower of God, right?
Wow.
And and did he get released already?
I don't think so.
But he's asking to be released.
He's asking.
And he had a.
They denied him. They denied. Yes, okay. they denied him.
Right.
Yeah.
But apparently he's helping a lot of people in jail. So who knows? All I'm just saying, bad or good in this world that we live in. Okay. You could do bad or good, and the bad will still bring you up as much as the good will bring you up, as far as notoriety,
right.
As far as being more well-known. Look at the guy who took the hatchet to McDonald's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that we're in this whole social media world. 20 years ago, it wasn't like this. Now, the moment you say, if you're somewhat famous, the moment you say something, someone somewhere is going to post it on Twitter. Whereas 20 years ago, we had to wait till the following day to hear it on the news. So it's
on the following week, depending on what country.
Yeah. Right. So now it's like it's
instant.
It's very instant. I mean, look, Jeffrey Dahmer. As much as a lot of people don't like Jeffrey Dahmer or even Charles Manson, these guys got fan clubs. Like, think about that.
They just got his movie on Netflix.
Right, they got fan clubs.
He's the number one movie in the country right now. Yo, it's crazy.
All right, let's get back into the hip hop field. We're drifting.
Word.
We're drifting. All right, so we talked about Sons and Daughters. We talked about the Jazzy J second annual festival. Hey Gary, it's gonna be my birthday this month.
Okay, so
I don't know yet. You can ask what you gonna do. I don't know yet. All right. The first thing I gotta ask permission from my wife what to do.
Right.
That's the first thing. Okay,
Okay.
don't want to put it out there. I'm gonna do something special with a couple of different people coming in the next month or so. November 12th, we're gonna Hip Hop Boulevard's gonna do something special for Rodney C.
Okay.
And the Magnificent Seven.
Okay.
So we talked to Rodney C this morning. I want to put it out there. Rodney, we got you. We're gonna do this. Renee, nobody knows this now. Everybody just heard it for the first time.
Or exclusives.
All right, so we got that happening. November 3rd through the 6th, we're working on something.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna bring something to New York. So we're working on that right now.
What else you got? What
my
else you got?
birthday. We got November 12th and we got November 3rd to the 6th.
Okay.
So we got something popping.
Things are brewing.
What else can I say? Oh yeah, me and Peso are working on something.
Okay.
You don't know about this chick. I drop some stuff. I just give a little bit of information, and that's it. Oh, me and Peso working on something. Peso, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Or shout out to Peso.
Look, if Peso was in New York, he would hit that stage in a minute.
Oh yeah.
He would have been there in a second. And then look, Rock got to do his whole show. Finally.
Word. But that's not even the whole show.
Oh no.
That's not even the whole show. There's more. There's more. So yeah, hopefully, maybe one of them dates we could do the whole show.
You never know.
Hey.
Never know. Look, I think Jazzy was very happy at the end.
He was.
So how everybody came up on stage and all that.
He was very happy.
Let's show that picture. I want to show everybody that picture. Keep talking about it.
Yeah, it was an amazing time, and it was Happy who told me, Al, you should bring everybody up on stage. I said, okay, let's bring everybody up on stage, and that's what we did. And then I told everybody to take a picture of this moment.
Yeah, that was nice.
So everybody took a picture. So everybody got a little piece of history on their phones.
But also too, I think we also should tell people again, how important Jazzy J was the one that put Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin together.
On the map.
Get out of here.
For Def Jam.
Yeah.
I ain't know that.
It was Party Time Records.
Jazzy J, but even Jazzy J there was a club called Danceteria. You remember the club, Al?
Yeah.
There was a club called Danceteria, and
Freddie Bastone used to play there.
And Jazzy J introduced a young Russell Simmons and a young Rick Rubin together, right? This was before anybody knew anything, and Jay was very instrumental in helping start Def Jam.
Did
And
you know that?
And
at
that's
the very beginning of Def Jam, Jazzy J was like involved in that.
Nah, this is my first time hearing that.
That's a story that I think that
that needs to be told.
And I always tell Jay this, but Jay is so humble.
Right.
Jay is so humble. Right, but that people need to.
And we got some people in the chat room or what?
Yeah, we got Renee Micken. Shout out to Renee Micken.
Right. Yeah.
She said, "Oh my God, I love CD 101.1 Smooth Jazz Station."
Oh, absolutely. CD 101 was the bomb. We got
what else we got?
We got Chris Knight. She's up in Canada checking us out.
Shout out to Chris. Yeah.
What else? Keep the chat room thing up on the screen so we can respond to everybody.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But
you know what I'm saying?
So when Al talks about hip hop and not only where we started, but also the people that help inspire, like there's a lot of stories are not told.
Right.
Right. A lot of stories not told. Some of the narratives get changed, and people need to, I think people need to know and understand who's the one that started this, right? Or started certain, or helped start.
It's many individuals that started it. But everybody got to understand, because it started in the Bronx, then it started somewhere else, then it started somewhere else, then it started somewhere else. So Hip Hop Boulevard is going to go find all these people, right, and give them their salute and everything, because every state, every city, every country has a history when they started hip hop there.
Right. See, and those are the stories that I like. I like the more in-depth stories of how this one made the relationship with this one, and they all went to the studio and met this guy and did this song that night. You know what I'm saying? That's the stories I like to hear. That's dope.
Like there's a backstory to everybody. I was just saying this to Rock the other day. Like there's a backstory to everybody, right? Mm-hmm. Jay-Z didn't make it by himself.
Right.
Puffy didn't make it by himself.
Shout out to Maria Davis.
Listen, Maria's so humble. She don't even get the credit that she should.
For real.
The amount of artists that came through her.
The godmother of hip hop.
Right. So
you need her blessing.
If you bless Maria's stage, then it meant that your next step will be higher up. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because people are looking and say, so where have you performed? Oh, I performed for the Maria Davis Mad Wednesday. Oh, you did?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right, let's look at you and let's get you on our show.
I got
Just
a
like
stage,
that.
put you on my stage.
Here's how popular Maria Davis is. My artist Baba T, when he came in from Australia, he was doing something in Times Square shopping, and this guy was like, "So you're a hip hop artist?" He's like, "Yeah." So, what you doing here in New York City, right? And he was like, Baba T was like, "I got a show at Maria Davis."
Hey,
The dude was
New
like,
Yorkers
"Yo,
know.
you official."
Yo, that's dope.
So he called me, and he was like, "Oh my God, I didn't know." Like,
He probably didn't know,
like I told him.
but he didn't get
But
it.
he didn't know. But
Right.
here is this. He's telling this guy, and who he don't know. When
And
he
the
mentions
guy's bigging him up.
And the dude is like, "Yo, you official."
That's fire.
Like, I'm gonna come out and support.
Word.
So
There you go.
just to give you the impact, and Maria's so humble, so humble.
Yeah, no, I love
so
it.
many artists came. So
Well, we
many
got-
artists
we got
and executives. Yeah. Yep.
We got Shaneki. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Sug Bullard. She said New York from Compton. Shout out to the
Oh
West
yeah,
Side,
that's my homegirl.
East Coast
out
to the
in
West.
Cali. Yeah. Shout out.
So look, share, people, share the show, please. Share it,
Like,
share it,
comment,
share.
share. And you know what? I got a problem with whoever called you a scam artist, Al, because you know what? You donated. You donated to the BGM podcast. Everybody sees that ticker up top that says donate the BGM podcast on Cash App, and Al donated. So shout out to Al. He's not a scam artist.
Like I said, there's some people, they get in their feelings because things don't go their way or the way that they want. So they feel like, oh, they want to, they want to put out false information. And
Let's talk about. I didn't bring you the other poster, man. You got to see the other poster. That's with all the names.
I'm
and
keeping
everything.
these. These are collector's items.
Oh,
In about 10
absolutely.
years, they're going to go up crazy. So I'm
Yeah.
keeping all of those.
So
hey, can Rocky put these in the museum? Because this is also
For sure. Exactly.
This is history.
Exactly.
well,
That's what's
all
going to
you
happen.
got to do is put it up there, right?
That's it.
Like I could,
That's
okay,
it.
yeah. Because I mean, this is history. And I was just saying this to you, Al, about a week ago. The Jazzy J Festival could be the premier hip hop festival in the Bronx.
Well, it's definitely at the end of the year. This is the festival at the end of the year.
But I'm
right
just
now.
saying, because
Yeah, no, absolutely, because it's and people may not know this. For 14 years, I did the Jerome Gun Hill Bid Festival, and I did this festival with Roberto Garcia. And when I did this festival, I had Radio Disney, I had the Daily News, I had Montefiore Hospital, I had a basketball court in the middle of the festival, Jinx.
Wow. You got a
Full
basketball,
court,
a full
full
court,
court.
and people was playing?
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. That's fire. That's entertainment.
I had a guy teaching kids how to play chess
Wow.
and checkers, and we had a tournament for that, so we gave them prizes for that.
Wow.
We had a whole block of Radio Disney, Disney
I remember
in the festival.
You
A
getting
whole block.
old, young, athletes, grandmas. That's crazy.
Yo, and our concert was phenomenal. We had artists come from Puerto Rico, from all over the place. I remember when we had this Japanese violinist that came,
Dope.
and she performed a hip hop
Dope.
with a violin and everything. So we did all that stuff there. I did it for 14 years. So I have great ideas for Jazzy J's for the third annual festival.
That's fine.
It's just building.
I can't
and
wait.
you can see how it's growing and how we're doing. Let's talk about the photo booth. The photo booth was bananas. So we had that Hip Hop Boulevard photo booth. That's from Ice Blue Photographies. That's Lou Toro.
Yep.
And let me. Your imagination is the extent of how you can do things if you do it correctly. And putting the photo booth there was not only something that I have not seen at different locations, but something that somebody had personal. When you took a picture, it went straight to your phone. And it was free. So you had that ability to capture that day on your phone with your picture on it. Did you see those pictures?
Yeah. I've seen them.
That's dope.
So that's the photo booth, and we did that, and everybody was taking pictures that day. It was a great day for that, and of course I gotta look, we don't discriminate against disability, anything like that. Right. So you know that Scooter was manning our Hip Hop Boulevard 10.
Yeah.
Did a great job. Eddie Rivera, we give you a shout out for backstage, doing the backstage. And our security was the top security, Tricky D. You brought it in.
Top security.
Man. How was that security on stage, Jake?
Yo, shout out to my man Tricky. Good dude. Chopped it up for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
So,
He's like,
and then I got a special shout out to Mick Benson and Muhammad who was there.
Yep.
And I really appreciate them being there. And me and Mick know each other for a long time. And I really got to say thank you to him for being there. And Renee, you did a great job. My sister stage manager, Renee.
yeah, Renee's in the chat right now. She says, yes, shout out to Scooter. Charles Sill says, doing a fabulous job. Well done with your man Scooter.
And that's Scooter's name. That's his real name, Charles Sill.
Okay.
That's him.
Oh, that's Scooter. Oh, so shout out to Charles then.
So look, it's like building a community without the bricks. You know, like we're building a live community within a community. I think that hip hop for a long time is. I'm not gonna say that it was. It is. It's divided, segmented. It's broken up into different pieces. And I think when it started, it wasn't broken up into different pieces.
You don't think so?
No. When it started, it was all together, and it was friendly battles.
Right.
But it was all still together.
But I feel like with the different record labels, there was always a division.
Well,
But we're talking about the culture. We're not talking about the record labels.
Okay.
Remember, the record labels were out there. We want to sell units.
Yeah.
All right. They didn't know about hip hop.
Right.
They had a record that was moving. That's what they knew.
Uh-huh.
So they knew about selling the record.
Okay.
But the actual culture, they weren't immersed in that. They looked for people outside of their record company to do the A&R, to do the radio, to go to the clubs. Do you think that any of those guys were going to the clubs? It took at least 2 decades before that actually happened, where executives were going to the clubs to see these hip hop acts and all that, and to really invest in them, because the music was taken off by itself. When you have music that doesn't get on the radio and is selling, that's when you catch the attention of a lot of labels.
You know what? In you saying that, I remember watching, hearing Joe Isgro speak, and you know who Joe Isgro is, and he's one of the top promo guys in the country. Okay. Like he had a network, right? And Joe Isgro, when he came to NWA, he was like, these guys were going platinum with no airplay, right? Because, according to music industry standards, you needed airplay to sell music,
right?
And NWA, they were one of the few acts, that was selling records with no daytime airplay. And to someone like Joe Isgro, who had a network that dealt with all these major radio stations, he even said, like, I found that, like, I was shocked. I was like, how is these guys doing that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's the power of hip hop. You know what I mean? So we didn't need airplay, right? Because it was word of mouth, and from back in the days, it was word of mouth.
That's it.
Yeah.
In the parks, in the jams, who played at this jam, who played at this jam. It was word of mouth that went around.
So now with the way that things are building up, okay, you see a lot more collaboration, I'm gonna say, with different people. Not enough, but it's starting. It's starting. Okay, Sha Rock and Grandmaster Cass with the LL Cool J.
Rock the Bells, yeah.
LL Cool J doing the concert in Queens. Okay. Ralph McDaniels, what he's been doing, he's been doing great work with the library and everything else that he does. So this is just, it's like we took this thing and we said, okay, we made a lot of mistakes before. How can we correct these mistakes? How can we benefit from it? And how can we help other people benefit from it? And that's the wisdom that's coming out right now. For certain people, not for everybody. Some people are still greedy and that's it. But certain people understand the dynamics of what they're pouring into the business in whatever aspect that they're in. So B-Boys is going to be in the Olympics in 2024. You cannot, oh, you didn't know that, Jinx?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in the Olympics, yeah.
So you cannot deny that now hip-hop is on a world playing table now. And so we have to treat it like that. I was just talking about that on my live private broadcast to let people know that, we have to treat hip-hop in that level. We're at the Olympics. We're at the Olympics. Come on, people.
Wow.
Raise the bar. Raise the bar. So we could say we have a Bronx Museum being built in the Bronx. We have a museum over in Washington, D.C., right? Jeremy Beaver,
Yes,
congratulations to you and your people out there. And we have something bubbling in Mississippi, and Renee's going to get in contact with that person. So, things are popping in different areas for hip-hop, and it's just the fact that people have to understand that it is a community, it is a culture, it's about the people. It's got away from music. It's more about the culture, and the United Nations understood that when they did a treaty with hip-hop. So did you know that, Jinx? You didn't know they made a treaty with hip-hop.
Nope.
Hip-hop culture, African Mbala and all of them signed up a treaty with the United Nations.
That's crazy. That's different.
So this is all, and I got to give kudos to KRS-One for what he did over in the Bronx with Cool Herc and a lot of different organizations, and in trying to stop the violence. All right. So now, October 22nd, I'm on a panel.
Okay.
A Hip Hop Healing Summit.
All right. Yes, I did see that flyer.
All right. That's what this organization right here, yours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's gonna be at Street Soldiers at 125th Street. That organization over there, they do a lot of great work and everything. And I want to give a shout out to Elite Learners out in Brooklyn. All right, they do a lot of good work over there. Shout out to them. You got to recognize the organizations that are in the street that are doing what they're doing. And I'm not gonna dismiss Guns Down Life Up, because that organization, when there's trauma in the street, their job is to go to that family and all that. So a big shout out to them too. So everybody gets a shout out from us. We got love for everybody. The scam artist, Al, the scam artist.
Nah, don't even put that out there.
Yo, listen, I just want to say with Guns Down Life Up, they have come a long way. Because I remember them from in the beginning. Like, because I was on the board for HHC, right? The advisory board for HHC, which is the organization that does the Guns Down Life Up.
Okay.
And I remember when they started, and for Jimbo to be the person to come in and really get into the streets and really make the program what it is, I tip my hat off to him. Because prior to him, and outside right there in the conversation, the guy that I met was a 70-year-old white guy who, this was an idea they came up with, but he didn't know nothing.
He didn't know where to start.
He didn't know but they got Jimbo, and Jimbo came in and really put in the work.
And I gotta say this, look, all the violence that's going on in New York City is not just New York City, it's all over the country. All over the country. And I think what the political platform doesn't understand, you locked up people for 2 years. You had most of the patriotic people in their life, their mothers, their fathers, their grandmothers, their grandfathers, all that stuff pass away. They had no chance to mourn because you took those bodies, and who the hell knows what you did with those bodies. Because I don't know. Today, I don't know what happened.
Conversation.
Right.
That's a different show.
Yeah. So you did all that stuff. Now, you let them out. You don't think that they were going to act out? They're going to act out.
So we talking about the criminals they laying out?
No, we're talking about just people in general that were locked up for 2 years. We were locked up with COVID.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, everybody's more aggressive nowadays.
But because, look, if you lost your mom, right?
Yeah.
During COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't see her in the hospital.
That's
and you
frustrating.
couldn't bury her.
Yes.
All right? You couldn't do any of that stuff. How do you mourn?
Yeah,
and then you still had to stay locked up.
That's
for
anger.
a while. And now they let you loose. You don't even know where your mom is buried at.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't even imagine.
So how many people all over the world, this ain't a United States thing, all over the world are like, yo, I'm angry, I'm pissed off. And it's internal. And they vent, so anything that somebody says to anybody else, fender benders now, they're shooting people just for a fender bender.
Right.
On the trains, they're stabbing people and shooting people on the trains. Okay, on the bus stop, they're stabbing people and all that stuff. At a party, come on. This is the problem, this mental health issue that everybody's whispering and talking
Right.
about. It's a bigger problem because, one, they closed down most of the facilities, and two, everybody was locked up for 2 years and you had all these people die. So this is a bigger issue than what the political powers have. They don't have a handle on it. Now, let's put, and I'm going to put my opinion on this thing. Now, let's take a busload of people coming from all South American countries and bring them over here and house them and do all this stuff with them without doing your due diligence. This is my problem. Without doing the due diligence, checking for COVID and checking to make sure that this is not somebody who's going to come in that's already been a problem in one state or one country and coming in to cause a problem over here, that you have not done your due diligence at all. You're just taking them and you're housing them and all that kind of stuff. That's an issue. That's a problem because if somebody comes to your house, before they come to your house, guarantee you're going to know who it is that's coming to your house.
Right.
You let anybody just roll in your house?
Never.
How about you, Gary? You let anybody just roll in your house?
I mean, I think on the
No, answer that question.
No.
Okay, so how the hell do you let?
But I understand. I hear what you're saying, but see here, I think it goes back to a system being broken, right? Because when you have people coming in, there's supposed to be I guess if you want to call it a clearinghouse to make sure, okay, these people are okay. But when you have people and there's no type of system, then this is what we get.
We got polio now in the sewer system. We detected polio. We eradicated polio decades ago.
It's crazy.
You cannot go and look. I would not take my child into a room full of kids, right? Without knowing that is safe for my child.
Right.
And if you know that there's COVID, there's this, there's that, and all that stuff, how are you not going to do just the fundamental stuff? Come on. I don't got no problem with them coming here. I got a problem that the government doesn't do the due diligence
Like I
or
said,
go and check them and say, let's give you a physical.
There's
Let's
no
make sure that
that's
you're
right, the
okay.
system is
Let's look
broken.
at your records from before. Were you a serial killer out there?
Right.
And they let you loose and brought you here? Come on.
It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of money, a lot of manpower.
That's the
You know what I'm saying?
system. Like I said, the system has been broken for many years. So, when they come here, there should be the system already in place.
And how
to
come
go.
Martha Vineyards get a pass? How come they send people over there and in 24 hours they ship them out and they get a pass? You can't Martha Vineyards, you people over there, you don't get a pass. Come on.
Martha's Vineyard, that's where a lot of the rich people are.
All right then, so
I'm just saying.
I don't care.
But I understand. But
They got the money. Yo, I heard they had like 250 something units that they could have housed them in. You could have done something with them.
But that's like again,
Yeah,
this
man.
this is the system that
Black Lives Matter. You should go over there.
Renee says Martha Vineyard is special.
Yeah, that's special, all right, Renee.
We got Don Too Real in the chat. He says Boo Black, Ed Rivera, Hip Hop Boulevard checking in. Renee says we need the National Guards to provide security. Crime is out of control when seniors and kids are being attacked. That's right.
Yep.
That's correct.
There's got to be an understanding that this mental health problem that we have is massive because of what just happened. Everybody talks about COVID like, okay, I'm good. No. You think I'm good? I'm not good. I just not for two years. And then you tell me, wear a face mask, wash your hands, wear the gloves, wear 2 face masks, wash your hands twice. No, wear 3 face masks. Well, they don't even know what the hell to say.
Well, again, we're dealing with a system that's broken because the information.
You know what your parent would say? You know what your parent would say? You come and say, well, Dad, I just broke it. Yeah, you broke it 2 years ago. You didn't fix it yet. You broke it 5 years ago. You didn't fix it yet. You broke it 10 years ago. You didn't fix it yet.
Our parents were very different. Now, unfortunately, we're in a time where it's not like that, and the information, and we're really not getting accurate information. and you have a lot of people.
Oh man, you're touching a subject.
And you're getting
touching a subject.
And you're getting a lot of people that really don't know how to disseminate information or even look.
That's a whole new show.
Listen, you have a smartphone in your hand that could go online. There's no reason to be stupid.
Right.
You could Google.
All right, Gary.
Anything.
I gotta disagree. Right. You know why?
No, listen. There's enough credible sites out there that you could find stuff. When I was laid up in a hospital for 4 months, all I did was look online for stuff.
Okay, so
right?
now I'm gonna share this. Half the people that I know how to use their phone, maybe 1/10. They make a phone call, they receive a text, okay, they make a phone call back, and they may have 1 or 2 alerts. Okay, then that's the extent. Now, the other group of people, okay, still have a phone from maybe 7, 8 years ago. Okay, that they can't even get all the data and everything because it only got so much RAM in it, so much memory in it.
It's outdated.
But they say, yo, I can make my phone call, I'm good.
Word.
And then the other group of people, they watch one news. They don't expand to, cause see me, I watch Fox, CNN, Newsmax, I watch it all. Because I can't just watch one news and get information from one news and get one narrative.
Right.
I gotta hear all of it and then determine from all of
yourself.
it what's the truth.
That's
because
right
now, journalism is shit.
Well,
journalism, there's no more journalism, real journalism. Because how the hell? Let me ask you something.
I gotta talk. Wait
a minute.
Go.
How the hell do you go and say the and I'm just using an example because I don't want to open up more cans of worms. But you say the sky is blue, and then tomorrow you say, well, it's red, and the next day you say it's purple, and then and nobody's agreeing to anything. Everybody's got a different opinion on all that kind of stuff. How is that even possible? And then nobody's accountable to go and say you're all lying because this is the way it is. And when somebody says you're lying, they all go against that person and say you're lying.
Now he's crazy. Now he's crazy.
But, all right,
you can't trust the news.
No, but see, I gotta say this. So first, I went to school for journalism, right? And journalism, what I was taught is if someone tells you it's raining outside, right, you go outside and see if it's raining, right? You go and look and see if it's raining. Now, as far as the news, we have corporations, Fox, CNN, NBC, ABC, all of them. These are all run by corporations. The news are a business first. All these corporations are publicly traded. So it's a business first. So they're going to cater to whatever their business is. Now, when you get nonprofits, like for example, The Guardian in the UK, or PBS, and there's a couple others that slip in where there's no shareholder interest, you get a more balanced view. And then also with a lot of these news corporations, they've gutted all the investigative journalism. So now you're going to basically people are going to be swayed to CNN or swayed to Fox or swayed to Newsmax or swayed to whatever they're watching, right? Because to them, that's gospel. Right? And not understanding how this works. And the powers that be, they know that. But the people that's watching, they just want the eyeballs and the people to stay in that, in that lane, right? Because it's profit, it's profit first for all these corporations. It's profit first. So they're not in the business of really telling you and giving you the news.
Crazy.
If you want to go and get news, you need to go find some non-profit sources.
Okay. So
Gary with the facts, y'all.
So let me just say this. Everything that Gary said is exactly what I said. They're not telling the truth.
They're not telling us.
That's it. That's what I was saying, Gary.
That's all.
I'm just saying, right.
They're not telling the truth. And that's the problem.
And here's the thing. And just to tell you how people are being manipulated, because that's what it is, to understand. For those of you that are Fox and CNN, well, let me hip y'all to something so you understand. CNN was just bought by Warner Brothers Discovery. The major shareholder in Warner Brothers Discovery is John Malone. John Malone was a major Trump supporter and major backer of Fox News. CNN, their programming is going more into the right, if you noticed. So basically, and for people that don't know, they're not paying attention, right? So again, you want to go and get your independent sources. I don't want to tell you where to go. You go find your independent sources that is not beholden to corporate interests and get your news.
That's right. And in the chat, they're agreeing with you. We got Renee Mick, and she says, yes, got to check for primary and secondary sources. The issue is that they place financial gain over the well-being of humanity. That's right. We got Chris Knight. He says, exactly, Gary.
And here's the thing now. And let me tell you how both sides really screw with people. There's a network called Al Jazeera, right? Al Jazeera, when there was the whole anti-Muslim thing here, both Democrats and Republicans, oh my God, we can't have them there. It's Muslim. Al Jazeera is like the best news source out there, right? They got like 14 international Peabody Awards on journalistic integrity. Right?
Yeah, wait, what's that word?
Journalistic integrity.
Integrity. I like that word. Integrity.
Right. Journalistic integrity. Understand. They have, and for those of you that don't understand, the International Peabody Awards is equivalent to the Grammys in the news or the Oscars of the news. Al Jazeera is the only one that got that. Right? And when they do, and they'll do stuff that they air stuff that will never be aired here. Like, and when I say that, CNN, MSNBC, NBC, Fox, none of them would air those kind of stories. So I'm just saying, like, again, your phone, you could search these things on your phone, but a lot of people, they don't, and here's the interesting thing. We easy to go on Facebook. Right. We easy to go on Instagram. We easy to go on TikTok.
Distractions.
Right? And hear how close it is. Don't you ever see something like, oh, well, okay, I like this. Let me go check it out. But you can't do that for a news source? You could do it for everything else?
It's easier just to believe what you hear.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
And again, we're going in circles here because what you're saying is exactly what I said.
But I kind of but some people don't understand. I had to clarify it.
I hear you.
So people understand, like, there's levels to this.
So for people to understand, look, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent. Whoever I feel like voting for is who I'm going to feel like voting for.
And that's how it should be. Right. And that's it. And that's how it should be.
So every politician got to be on their game to get my vote.
Word up.
That's it.
I feel the same way.
I agree.
I feel the same way.
Because I had enough. Enough is enough is enough. Right? And more more politicians are going to more hip-hop events than ever before. What is that saying? That's saying that pretty soon, watch out, people, because there's going to be, we had a hip-hop bro president. Watch out, people. It's coming. It's coming. Hey, we got Renee's gonna have a surprise with the Hip Hop Boulevard Awards on Wednesday.
Okay.
She's gonna talk about something on Wednesday.
All right. So what's up? That's it.
No, we're
still going. We got more exclusives to drop.
The next show.
You got more exclusives to drop.
So don't forget, October 22nd, I'll be on that Hip Hop Healing Summit. So that's that panel. I'll be there.
When's that? That's
sorry. That's October 22nd.
October 22nd, all right.
Don't forget that, I'll be celebrating my birthday the following week. I haven't figured it out. I got to talk to my wife.
Let's go.
All right. November 3rd to the 6th, we got a surprise that we got happening for all them days, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, 4 days.
Right.
November 12th is the Rodney C thing that we're doing. And don't forget November 19th, you know, Chuck D and all of them will be in New Jersey at the Impact Arena over there with the Hip Hop Alliance.
Okay.
Damn, we got some information.
Let's go.
Anything else you got to say, Gary?
I want to give a big shout out to Rocky Buchanan at the Universal Hip Hop Museum. He had a birthday last week.
Yeah,
Shout out to Rocky. Happy belated, Rocky.
And our next show is, I believe, Sunday, October 30th at 2 p.m.
The weekend after next.
We're gonna have to do a simulcast because you know I talked to my wife, right?
Oh, okay. All right.
My birthday's on the 28th, but we're gonna do something before that. But I gotta talk to the wife first.
Yeah, okay, you
honey, I'm giving you the credit.
All right. Okay.
So what do we got in the chat room before we close out? And Eddie Rivera, yo, thank you so much. You know, hard worker. Keep your health straight.
Shout out to Eddie.
Hard worker, Scotty, and Scooter, and Renee, and then thank you so much for you guys. So let's close out with the chat room. What do we got in the chat room? Oh no, I forgot something. Red Vegas. Well, they co-sponsored the Jazzy J Festival.
Yes, I saw that.
Red Vegas. I love Vegas. Red Vegas people.
East to West.
Yo. Now what we got in the chat room?
That's it. I just want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to Jerry Mays. He says, yes, everybody wants to be on the bandwagon. Shout out to Renee Mickens. Shout out to Charles Scooter. Shout out to Don Too Real. Shout out to Eddie, I'm sorry. And we out.
And
That's about it.
Gary, you want to say something? Something to the people?
Well, I just want. Well, as far as Boardwalk Global Media, we have One Night You're coming up next, after here, and tomorrow we have the godmother of hip hop, Maria Davis at 5:00.
You have a new show too, right?
Yeah, Thursday we have
the Control Room with DOA.
Thursday
is that Dead on Arrival?
Basically, you know, he works in a funeral home.
So, and Thursday's going to be the 4th show, and that's been going great. And then Friday, the real discussion with Rock Logic, myself, Robin, and DOA, and Chinks be in the house.
Yeah, you're ready.
So, Boardwalk Global Media, you know, we making it happen.
Let's get it. We going. You know,
look, I'm really happy. I miss my boy Ty Dre. I wish he was here. He'll be here for the next show.
Okay.
Do your text. You know, we miss your text, Gary.
All right. Well,
absolutely. We miss
now we're back on it.
Yeah. Other than that, thank you everybody who was on the chat room.
Yes.
Share this thing. Share. You're gonna find us on YouTube going forward.
Yes.
You find us on YouTube. This is where you're going to find us.
And remember, just like Al Pizarro, you can always donate at Cash App at BGM Podcast. Don't forget. Boardwalk Global Media, baby. Yep. We in the building.
It don't matter. $1, $5,
$1, $5, 50 cents, 30 cents. We don't care. Everything goes a long way. We're going to keep this thing going.
$5.
Let's go.